that people have of the pipes are somewhat different
السلام عليكم
from the
أيها الشعوب
platforms.
العربية.
So there might be areas where
كلام
there needs to be
ونقاش
more
خطير
regulation in one and
مع
less in the other.
كبار
But then I think that
المحامين
there could be other places where there needs to be more
والنواب
regulation
في
of the
أمريكا
other type.
وتحقيق مع
Specifically
مارك
though,
زاكربرغ
on the pipes, one of the
يعترف
important
بالأخطاء
issues that
بأنه
that I think we
تسربت
face
معلومات
and
من
have debated
فيسبوك
When you say pipes,
لبوتين وعصابات بوتين،
yeah.
وهذا يضر الأمن الأمريكي، الأمن القومي الأمريكي ودول أخرى.
And one of the reasons why I have been out there saying that I think that that should be the case is because I look at my own story of when I was getting started building Facebook at Harvard.
وهلأ سيعاقبوا عصابات بوتين
for an ISP to use
التي سرقت معلومات من خلال بعض الشركات
make it so that my app could potentially
تلعب
be
تسويق.
seen or used by other people. Then we probably wouldn't be here today.
Okay, but we're talking about privacy concerns, and let me just say we'll have to follow up on this. But I think you and I agree this is going to be one of the major items of debate if we have to go forward and do this from a governmental standpoint. Let me just move on to another couple items. Is it true that, as was recently publicized, that Facebook collects the call and text histories of its users that use Android phones?
Senator, we have an app called Messenger for sending messages to your Facebook friends, and that app offers people an option to sync their text messages into the messaging app, and to make it so that so basically, so you can have one app where it has both your texts and your Facebook messages in one place. We also allow people the option of
you can opt in or out of that.
Yes,
it
is opt in.
Opt out.
It is opt in. You have to affirmatively say that you want to sync that information before we get access.
Unless you opt in, you don't collect that call and text history.
That is correct.
And is that true for? Is this practice done at all with minors, or do you make an exception there for persons aged 13 to 17?
I do not know. We can follow
Facebook
up
shares rise as
Zuckerberg
gives evidence.
There have been reports that Facebook can track a
Facebook
user's
Senate hearing
browsing activity even after that user has logged off of the Facebook platform. Can you confirm whether or not this is true?
Senator, I want to make sure I get this accurate, so it would probably be better to have my team follow up.
So you don't know?
I know that people use cookies on the internet, and that you can probably correlate activity between sessions. We do that for a number of reasons, including security and including measuring ads to make sure that the ad experiences are the most effective, which of course people can opt out of. But I want to make sure that I'm precise in my answer. So
when you get back to me, sir, would you also let us know how Facebook discloses to its users that engaging in this type of tracking gives us that result?
Yes.
And thank you very much.
Thank you, Senator Wicker. Senator Leahy's up next.
أرجو متابعة هذا الموضوع خطير
Thank
جدا
you, Zuckerberg.
لأنه فلاديمير بوتين ورط فيه.
Facebook's been served with subpoenas from the special counsel Mueller's office. Is that correct?
Yes.
Zuckerberg, we failed to protect users' information.
By the special counsel's office?
Yes.
Have you been interviewed?
I have not. I have not.
Others have.
I believe so, and I want to be careful here because that our work with the special counsel is confidential, and I want to make sure that in an open session I'm not revealing something that's confidential.
I understand. That's why I made clear that you have been contacted, you have had subpoenas.
Actually, let me
يعني هذا أقوى رجل في أمريكا يحقق معهم ويستجوبوه. وبسوريا ما أحد يستطيع يستجوب للمجرم ماهر الأسد أو المجرم بشار الأسد أو المجرم سهيل حسن.
Facebook for serving what I would call an unwitting co-conspirator in Russian interference. But these unverified divisive pages are on Facebook today. They look a lot like the anonymous groups of Russian agents used to spread propaganda during the 2016 election. Are you able to confirm whether they're Russian-created groups? Yes or no?
بوتين وترامب أخذوا 87 مليون معلومات
last week we actually announced
أصحاب
a
معلومات
major
أصحاب
change to
حسابات
our ads and pages policies that we will be verifying the identity of
87 مليون شخص
Specific ones.
حصلوا على معلومات منهم عن طريق
I'm
فيسبوك
not familiar with those pieces of content
في
specifically.
فترة انتخابات تبع
But if
ترامب.
you started this policy of a week ago, you'd be able to verify them?
We are working on that now. What we're doing is we're going to verify the identity of any advertiser who's running a political or issue-related ad. This is basically what the Honest Ads Act is proposing, and we're following that. And we're also going to do that for pages.
But you can't answer on these.
I'm not familiar with those specific
Oh,
cases. We're going to do the same verification of the identity and location of admins who are running large pages. So that way, even if they aren't going to be buying ads in our system, that will make it significantly harder for Russian interference efforts or other inauthentic efforts to try to start
يحكي عن التدخل الروسي.
Insofar as it's been going on for some time, some might say that's about time. You know, 6
كيف
months ago, I
حسابات
asked
الروس
the General
تدخلت.
Counsel about Facebook's role as a breeding ground for hate speech against Rohingya refugees. Recently, UN investigators blamed Facebook for playing a role in citing possible genocide in Myanmar, and there has been genocide there.
هي بداية القضاء على المخابرات الروسية وقوتها في فيسبوك.
This is the type of content I'm referring to. It calls for the death of a Muslim journalist. Now that threat went straight through your detection systems. It spread very quickly. And then it took attempt after attempt after attempt and the involvement of civil society groups to get you to remove it. Why couldn't it be removed within 24 hours?
Senator, what's happening in Myanmar is a terrible tragedy, and we need to do more.
We all agree with that.
Okay.
But UN investigators have blamed you blame Facebook for playing a role in the genocide. We all agree it's terrible. How can you dedicate, and will you dedicate the resources to make sure such hate speech is taken down within 24 hours?
Yes, we're working on this. And there are 3 specific things that we're doing. One is we're hiring dozens of more Burmese language content reviewers because hate speech is very language specific. It's hard to do it without people who speak the local language, and we need to ramp up our effort there dramatically. Second is we're working with civil society in Myanmar to identify specific hate figures so we can take down their accounts rather than specific pieces of content. And third is we're standing up a product team to do specific product changes in Myanmar and other countries that may have similar issues in the future to prevent this from happening.
When Senator Cruz and I sent a letter to Apple asking what they're going to do about Chinese censorship. My question, I'll place it.
That'd be great. Thank you, Senator Lake.
نتكلم على الصين
I
الآن.
know what you will do about Chinese censorship when they come to you.
كيف الصينيين يمنعون فيسبوك عندهم.
Thank you. Are you familiar with Andrew Bosworth?
Yes, Senator, I am.
He said, so we connect more people, maybe someone dies in a terrorist attack, coordinated on our tools. The ugly truth is that we believe in connecting people so deeply that anything that allows us to connect more people more often is de facto good. Do you agree with that?
No, Senator, I do not. And as context, Boz wrote that. Boz is what we call him internally. He wrote that as an internal note. We have a lot of discussion internally. I disagreed with it at the time that he wrote it. If you look at the comments of the internal discussion, the vast majority of people internally did.